Hey, Oily App family. I'm going to give you guys a second to start logging in here. Sorry, we are like 3 minutes late. There's always a juggling act with technology. You guys know that. And, you know, with me at the helm, there's a little bit more turbulence with the technology because Andy and Ernie are the technology wizards. You know, let's deal with the thyroid. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Let's talk about the thyroid or the adrenal glands. But no, we got to talk about technology. So y'all log in here. Someone say hi and tell me I'm in the right page. Like say, hey, Oily App. Someone say that. Someone go, Oily App rocks. That's what I want to hear from you guys. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Sarah. British Columbia, Canada. That's awesome. There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, Mia. Hey, Mary. Come on in. Y'all tell me I'm in the right page.
I think you're on the right page.
Yes. Hey, Stephanie Longacre, First Texas. That's where my office was. Hey, Oily App. Good. See, look, Amy did it. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Jim Bob Haggerton, for those of you who don't know me. And this is, well, I'm pointing the wrong way. This is my man, my buddy, the tech guru.
Were you on that side?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, because I was pointing this way and I was pointing to the wall. So I had to go, hold on.
I can't see
that way. The Andy Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen. And so, but yeah, Andy's going to explain a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. And we're going to roll through some great videos for you and teach you guys some stuff on Essential Oils 101 and on your PSK.
Teaching, depending on you for the technology, would be like me, if you could imagine a convention, because we got it set. Like we're going to be at the Aroma Share. We're going to be at booth number 4. We just confirmed that today.
Nice.
So, man, we got a lot of amazing things that you guys can come see. But depending upon you for the technology is like depending upon me to just say, hey, we're going to adjust everybody's backs right there or at the Aroma Share booth 4, and you're going to watch and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty painful for me to watch you. And so you guys can imagine how Andy is cringing the whole time doing this because he's like, push the picture up there. Just get the picture on the screen. And he's like stretching to get me to do this. But hey, you know what? He asked me to run this technology. Just so you know, this is mine. You know,
I'm not even a member of like Be Live or whatever we're using. Great technology. It's going to do some great things and bring some great slides up for you. Right. We ready to get rocking?
Yeah, we're ready. I'm going to bring this up right now, and I'm going to make this full screen to where you guys can see this good. Okay, so I'm going to make us small so you can see that bigger. All right, perfect. There we go, Andy.
That rocks. Okay, so here we go. 3 videos. Here's what the plan is. We're going to rock through 3 videos tonight in ideally maybe 15 minutes or less. I'm watching the clock right now. It's 8:36, so at 8:50, hopefully this one is done. And then you guys can refresh your screen if you're watching this live in real time, and then you can come back on. We'll have video number 2 and then video number 3, and then we're going to tap out. We're done. At the end of video number 3, we've got this great thing that's this new tool that we've just created that's absolutely free that you'll be able to get in on first. And so we want you to hang around for all of it. And by the way, while you're here, go ahead and do a reaction. Give us – Facebook really needs a thumbs down. I hope we wouldn't get that. But go ahead and like, laugh, heart, and then share this off to let other people know that you're here and what's going on. Because what we're going to talk about in video number 1 is what essential oils are and how you can use them. And at the end of this video, we're going to give you some safety tips. We've got a great graphic for that we'll share with you. But this is it, what essential oils are. So I think we got 3 slides on this.
Yep.
So here's the short version of what essential oils are. And you just interrupt me at any time that you want to, Jim Bob. Number 1, essential oils are the life source of the plant. So you can get all this technical language and you get all of these long books. Those are important, but at the end of the day, essential oils come from plants. They're the life source. They're a volatile substance that's derived from plants. They contain the natural smell, the characteristics, the compounds. They're all in that plant. They come from a plant. That lets you know kind of why they're all different. In the last video that we shot in another class, we talked about Genesis 1:29, where it says, every seed-bearing plant I give you for food is the English translation. The word in the Hebrew language is okla, which means foods and or items for natural health. And so when you look at that, you go, man, okay, that's what essential oils are. They're tapping into that thing. And when you go to the end of the Bible in Revelation 22:2, it actually says The leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. For the word there is therapeuo in the Greek language, Old Testament Hebrew, New Testament Hebrew, Greek. Therapeuo, you recognize that word, therapy. It's this intentional choice, decision, things that you do to walk in health. So that's what essential oils are. That's slide number 1. Slide number 2, let's go ahead and flip it and rock it, keep on rolling. Slide number 2, they're concentrated. So it takes something like 5,000 pounds of rose to make a liter of essential oil. Man, that's a lot of flour, but when you get all of that oil, the liter, you've got the life source of 5,000 pounds of roses. Now,
and I think, Andy, it's something to talk about on why they call it the life source of the plant, because people say that and then they don't really understand what that means, and it sounds real woo-woo. Like it sounds like we're like, it's the life source of the plant, and it sounds real weird. But literally, what the essential oils do to the plant is similar to what blood does in our body, and it's really the difference in an essential oil and a carrier oil. So, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But fatty oils like olive oil or coconut oil, those are oils that are found in the seeds of those plants. They don't circulate through, and those oils are really thick, and the particles are really big, and they're really heavy, and they have no bearing on the actual life and healing and repair of the plant itself, right? Like that's not the purpose of those type of oils. But when you take an essential oil, like the blend that's on the screen right here with the Kidson's line, like these essential oils actually circulate through the plant, and they're vital for the actual health and life of the plant, and the particles are really tiny. So it's just a different compound on that. So it circulates like blood, so it's like the life blood of the plant. But it sounds real weird to people when they're like, what? These people are like going around going, I'm just rubbing the life blood of the plant all over me. It's really weird.
I thought that's what you said, is like the essential oils are like to plants what blood is to humans.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. And that's exactly what
that right now before we make it into a meme and then kick it out there. Like you can claim it right now as your own.
That's right. That's mine. It's mine.
So there's 5,000 pounds of roses to make a liter. But here's the deal. When you get it, you can tweet this too. When you get that liter of rose oil, you've got the life blood. I can't even do it with a straight face, man. You've got all that flower power.
Flower power.
That's it. That's
we did it.
I like that. That's us.
Not for rehearsed people. That amazingness just comes out just like that. All right.
So it's through steam distillation, cold pressing, resin tapping, all 6 different ways. Number 3, I can't see people's reaction, so I don't know if people are like laughing or if they're going, "That's the stupid."
They're basically just making fun of you, Andy. Don't worry about it. They're like, man.
I think they're probably making fun of my glasses because I wanted to be like, so I started wearing glasses.
No, you're good. But no, that graphic's up, just like what you were talking about. Like they're super potent, volatile, and versatile, and they have therapeutic qualities. But that doesn't happen if it's just random and if it's not distilled perfectly.
All right. So what are ways that oils would be distilled in the wrong way?
If
30 seconds or less.
Do what now?
In 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less. Ways that they can be distilled incorrectly.
Yep.
Man, the distillation process is so fragile. They can be distilled incorrectly if the temperature is off by a few degrees, if they are pressed into the distillation tank too hard or unevenly, if the chips aren't the right size, or if the petals are in clumps. I mean, if it's not even out correctly, if there's any air in there, like there's so many things. If they use plastic anywhere in the process and it's not all stainless steel, that will throw off the distillation because it's going to end up pulling in different toxins. If they use product that is, not highest quality. I mean, there's a ton of different ways that you don't even know that goes into making sure that the lavender that you guys use on your skin is the top quality of anywhere on earth.
And I was going to say, like, you could do it, like, if you pick the plant at the wrong time was going to be my thing, or if you keep, like, going through the second, third distillation instead of just the first, which sometimes you got to get to the second. Depends on the kind of plant, but you can really strip mine that whole process and just jack it up.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about, that's what essential oils are. Let's talk about 3 ways you can use the essential oils. This is going to be really, really easy. I'm going to give them to you, and then we're going to discuss 3 ways you can use essential oils. Number 1 is the most popular way, is you can diffuse them and just let them go in the air. Or you can feel them, smell them, way number one. Number two is you can touch them, or you can, Bible people talk about anointing people, laying on hands. So that's smell it, touch it. Number three, and this is one of the reasons why you got to get a therapeutic grade oil, and you've got to get, Young Living has a special breed of oils here that they do for this third one, which is called the Vitality line. So you never ever, on this third one, you never ever want to use something that's not a therapeutic grade oil, and you always want to make sure that if you use a therapeutic grade oil, Young Living, i.e., that it's a Vitality line, you can actually taste the oils. You can ingest it. So you can smell it, you can touch it, you can taste it. Let's talk about ways you can smell it and why that works, Jim Bob.
Well, there's several different ways you can smell it. I mean, again, using it in a diffuser is one of the most popular ways because it's able to fill an entire room with the aroma of that oil because you're using the diffuser to create particles in the air so that you're breathing them in. I mean, that's an obvious way. And it is way more than just an air freshener. Like people really need to know that it's not just making your house smell good, even though that is part of it. The thing that is beyond that is that we talk about smells with purpose. I mean, you're getting this amazing aroma in the room that is therapeutically affecting the body because of what those frequencies do. So now, diffusing one, that's kind of an obvious one. But another one that's even simpler than that, like not even having to learn how to do a diffuser, is literally just putting the oil in your hand, rubbing it around, and breathing it in. I mean, like if you're just like, yeah, exactly, just like this. Like watch Andy. Oh my gosh, that was super intense. See how hard that was? I mean, like really easy. Just literally touching, like rubbing in your hands and breathing it in. And the reason that works so well, there's a ton of reasons. Let's keep it real simple. The reason it works so well is since those particles are so small, when you breathe them in, it goes through the smell pathway in the brain. It's called the olfactory pathway. It goes right by the part of the brain that deals with emotion, deals with memories, deals with all that. It's why when you smell chocolate chip cookies, you think of your grandma, or you smell certain scents and you think of family memories of Christmas or whatever, because all the emotion rests in this part of the brain called the amygdala. Well, all of the essential oils go right past that area. And then as you're breathing them into the lungs, your lungs have the largest cross-section of blood vessels in the entire body. And so all of the little sacs at the bottom of the lungs where you transfer oxygen, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of capillaries in that area, which carry all the blood. And the essential oils can pass right through that area and get into the bloodstream just by you breathing it, which is great.
Well, in your limbic system, which is there in the amygdala, like that handles all of your sensory input. And so like you're literally going straight to the source.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how you react to everything in your environment, whether it is, anything, a flash of light outside or a loud noise in the kitchen or the electricity going out in your house or
rock and roll music.
Like anything that happens around you, your body has to process it to see whether or not you're safe. And as long as you're safe, your body's like, hey, we're good. But the minute that your body doesn't feel safe, that's when it starts to fire your stress response. So most of us stay in a stress response all day long. I mean, because like perfect example, Andy and I both have a lot of kids, and combined we have a whole lot of kids. And even though they are great, there's stuff happening all day long, and that keeps us like changing and adapting and having to do things. So our stress response gets fired a lot. Well, when you're utilizing an essential oil that goes into that pathway, it's able to calm that down right off the bat, just off of smell, because it's feeding that system first, which is great.
All right, so that's smell. Number two is taste. Let's talk about that one really quickly. I would say the short version for me would be, I always tell people your skin's the largest organ you have, and it's full of holes. So most people don't think that. They think of it as like a protective barrier, like it's like a rain suit, like it's waterproof. But
well, it is, but water, the particles of water and everything are a lot bigger than essential oils. I mean, you got to remember, they're like little bitty micro ninjas, and they're like tiny, and they can get through the layer of the skin for two reasons, though. One, because they're really tiny, they're microscopic. Two, because essential oils are fat soluble. So on your skin underneath, the reason your skin is squishy is you've got this layer underneath called a lipid bilayer. So there's a little fatty layer under the skin. And when you rub an essential oil onto the skin, it reacts and it will literally pass through that lipid bilayer, that fatty bilayer, and that pulls it into the bloodstream area. And then because the particles are so small, it can get across the blood barrier and get into the bloodstream.
And your bloodstream's like the superhighway through your whole body, so it gets in there.
Freeway system.
And people throw out all these numbers about how fast they move through your body. They try to figure out in seconds and minutes. I don't know that we can necessarily go there, but the bottom line is they're just super quick. Like not like fast. Like, oh man, that was a really fast week. Like NASCAR fast.
Yeah, like, I mean, the crazy thing is, you know, we used to do stuff like here's a perfect example, not even using essential oil. The body is such a genius system, and it's created so perfectly. You can take a clove of garlic and put it in your shoe and put it like in your sock, and literally within seconds of putting that clove of garlic in your sock under your foot, you can taste it in your mouth. So, I mean, like, it's that quick on how fast the body reacts to things, and that's something that's not even soaking and going all the way through the skin. And so take that from a therapeutic, microscopic, you know, concentrated form of a plant. Like, think of them as concentrated herbs. The body's able to just latch onto it. And really, like, you know, whatever the body needs that to go to, I mean, it really goes to work right away. It's like your body doesn't have to think about what to do when you take a drink of water. You know, you take a drink of water, and it's not like it's like, hold on, I got to think for a minute. What do we do with all this hydration? Like, this is weird. Like, it just inherently is created to know, hey, I've got water. Let's supply the cells. Let's redo this. And it goes to work right away. And it does the same thing, you know, with essential oils.
All right. So way number 3 is we talked about tasting them. So I like to do this one, you know, if I put them in my water, use a glass, of course. You can make capsules, gel capsules, put them in. Sometimes I just this is not a vitality, so don't do this. This is just for demonstration purposes only. I just kind of hold it up and then drop it, you know, because I carry my own oils with me, so I'm not really passing them around to everybody. Talk to us about the taste thing. Like, because you always want to use vitality. It's great to drop them in the Ninja Red or water, but why does that one work?
Well, and to be clear, you know, the vitality oils like Vitality Peppermint, and the peppermint in a regular label is the exact same oil. But to be very clear on what you're allowed to say that you're ingesting versus putting in a diffuser, those white bottled oils, the Vitality ones, which in your starter kit, which we'll talk about in another video, they'll have both. Those are the ones that are labeled for internal use to be able to be used like a supplement, okay? And that's just literally labeling laws and stuff. So, I mean, when you're ingesting them, I mean, it's literally like ingesting any kind of a supplement. And so you're taking the oil in, whether that is putting a drop on your skin and licking it off, or like you said, Andy, putting it in a capsule to where it gets further into your system, or putting it in a drink. And like Andy said, just make sure, for those of you who are brand new, and for your members that you guys are going to, you know, refer this video to, you know, when you're putting oils in a drink, make sure it is glass, stainless steel, or like a porcelain coffee cup. You know, a lot of people like to put the Thieves Vitality in their coffee, you know, that kind of thing. So, but you just make sure it's that, because the oils are so concentrated that if you put it in something plastic, like this is hard plastic, so it'd probably be okay, shaker bottle. But if it's something that's soft plastic, or especially like styrofoam, it'll eat through that, break down that plastic, and you don't want that. So, you know, you want to make sure that you can do it that way. But yeah, there's multiple ways to use them. There's different, you know, uses for each of the different oils. So it really just kind of depends on preference and what you're wanting to affect, which talks back to what you were saying at the very beginning, Andy, of the intentionality of like what scripture was even saying about the therapeutic and the way that the oils were actually created, the way the plants were created, and then distilling those plants down. Like there's a real intentionality to how to use them. And I think that's one of the things, you know, we'll talk about this more as we go, but I think that's one of the things that we fall down on is we just kind of haphazardly like use, oh, I'm just going to grab this or grab that. And thankfully they all work. They're all amazing. They're all going to help you no matter what. But the intentionality of really thinking about, what am I wanting to do with this oil, or what am I wanting to do in this moment with this specific product from Young Living? Like, what am I wanting it to do for me, and taking it accordingly, you know?
That makes complete sense. Well, I've got a couple slides we made really quickly, because we're going to introduce people to some of the oils from Young Living. Before we end this video, let's give them some definitions of things that they're going to run into, and then let's go ahead and give them some safety concerns, just so that those are out of the way. So a couple of things I want to define. Number one is I want to define what a single is. You're going to hear about singles and blends. And so a single, when we refer to that later on, that's going to mean that that's an oil that comes from one plant. So lemon is a single because the oil in that bottle is from one plant. Stress right there.
Yeah. Frankincense.
Frankincense, lavender, peppermint, I think there are 5 singles, if I'm not mistaken. It might not be that much in the premium starter kit, but it comes from one plant. Now, the next slide is blend. Stress Away is a blend. A blend means there are multiple plants that comprise that oil. Now, every bottle that you have in the premium starter kit, in fact, every bottle of oil that Young Living has is either a single or it's a blend. It either comes from one plant or it comes from many plants. That's it. It's one or the other. So those are 2 important definitions that you need to knock out. Definition number 3 is this. We've already alluded to it, is vitality. Young Living creates oils, and they kind of send them down the same chain of production right there. And then some of them will go off this way and they get a white label. And then some of them will go off this way and they get a colored label. And the white label and the colored label always match. So like on the screen we have peppermint. Peppermint is green, the label is. And the white label of vitality, meaning it's approved to ingest, is white, but it has green trim. Frankincense is red, but the vitality, white with red trim. Lavender comes into vitality. Purple, the vitality is white with purple trim. So you can always match them up. Same oil inside, labeled differently. Vitality just means, hey, here's a clue. This one is approved for internal ingestion. So you don't ever have to guess.
Right,
Fourth and final thing that we want to bring up, fourth and final definition is this one, oil-infused products. Oil-infused products means Young Living has a slew of things. There are 2 of them in the premium starter kit. One of them, what are you holding up right there, Jim Bob?
I got Ninja in this, so.
Ninja. Oil-infused product means this product is derived from essential oils. They're in it, hence it's infused with them. But it's not necessarily a single or a blend. Like it's not in an oil bottle. It might be in the form of a supplement. It might be in the form of a pill or a protein powder. It might be in the form of a household cleaning product. It might be in the form of a drink, which you'll see both of those last 2 in the premium starter kit. So those are all definitions. Anything else you need to add to those definitions? Then let's sling out the safety concerns really quickly.
No, that really does explain it. I mean, the oil-infused products, I want people to understand how epic and amazing those are. I mean, singles are incredible, blends are incredible, and Gary Young knew what he was doing when he blended the oils together. And the oils that are in these blends are synergistically focused towards a specific goal. So they're not random oils that are just stuck together that look good in a purple label. I mean, he intentionally, again, there's the intentionality piece, intentionally put oils together that focus towards supporting certain systems or towards helping the body in a certain area. So that's key to know. One thing I want people to understand too is if you don't have a blend and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to use that blend, and I don't have it, but you have a couple of the singles that are in the blend, use those. Like
Make
that.
your own blend.
Put those together and use those. Or on the flip side, if you don't have a single, you don't have frankincense, let's say, but you have a blend that has it in there, and you have a blend that has frankincense, then use the blend because you have frankincense in that blend. Like don't not use the oils that you have because you don't think that you have the oil that you can use or that'll benefit you. Like really tap into those. But like Andy said, the oil-infused products, I mean, good gosh, like Young Living has pioneered adding essential oils, the top-notch essential oils that we have into products to increase the effectiveness of the products, like the shampoos and the supplements. I mean, we have oils in those products so that they are more effective, they absorb better in the body, and we get the effects of the essential oils along with getting products that don't have toxins like the ones off of the shelf in your average grocery store. Win-win.
Awesome. All right, safety concerns. One of the big safety questions that we get all of the time is, are essential oils safe for kids? And the answer is emphatically yes. And the and is just, hey, check and see how old the kid is, and then let's dilute it.
Yeah, let's look at this dilution. Yeah, there's a dilution chart right there for you, Andy.
All right, so this one right here, we will sling this one in the comment section here, and also this one will be available in Oily App Plus, and we'll post it on Instagram and Facebook in the next couple of days, so you'll have this one.
And everybody, like, these graphics are for you guys to use. So, I mean, like, when we post these out and Andy throws these out there, I mean, use them. Like, we want you guys to be able to utilize this stuff and get benefit out of it.
Yeah, it's not top secret. So look at the dilution for kids right there. Is that one on the full screen? Basically, short version of this one is if they're birth to 6 months right there, you just want to get the 1 drop of oil, get a tablespoon of carrier oil, and we've listed what those oils are right there on the bottom. I know you can read, so I'm not going to read it off to you. Put it in your hand, mix it in your hand, stir it with your finger, and then massage the baby. when the kid gets a little bit older, 6 months to a 2 year, they're a toddler, dilute it 4 times what the label says. So basically 4 times what the label says is 1 drop to 3 more drops. Here's what I would say about dilution. We do this in our house. We keep these roller balls that we make. We buy some empty bottles. We buy some roller balls. We pop them on there. And if you have a roller ball, it decreases your spillage factor for kids. And so we can go through these ratios. We've got a 9-year-old girl, and eucalyptus radiata seems to be her go-to for support of the things that she needs for her body to walk in wellness when she's going through some challenging times. And so the dilution ratio on that is 2 times what the label recommends. And so we go in there and we legit mix some carrier oil and go, hey, let's get this roller ball that we've made and let's put 30 drops of eucalyptus radiata in there. Let's put 30 drops of carrier oil. You know, we just use the jojoba oil right there, and it's 60 drops total in that bottle. And then she's got it. And because it's a roller ball, we can apply it when she needs it. She can apply it, not worried about that thing knocking over, spilling over. We had a kid legit knock over and spill an entire bottle of purification one time. Okay, roller ball, you'll stop that, use the dilution chart, and they're safe for your kids, and they're ready-made. So when you need them, you're not going, well, let me go find the carrier oil. Well, where do we put this? Well, where's it? Just go ahead. You're going to use the same stuff. Set it, forget it, make it super simple. All right.
Yeah. And, you know, the thing I would say too about our kids, and the thing that you guys are going to find if you haven't started using them on their kids or when you're helping people get started, is every single kid is going to react differently to them. And so really just pay attention as you start applying essential oils topically to yourself or to your kids when you've never done it before. You'll know real quick how much you need to dilute it, because their skin will either not, like, you won't have a topical reaction at all to the dilution ratio you use, or if their skin gets a little pink at all, you need more carrier oil. You know,
right.
A lot of times, you know, we'll use a drop or 2 on one of the babies. And I know on Tate, like, I can put oils like all over him and he doesn't get any skin reaction ever. But on Witten, I can put a drop of oil and I can drag it down his back. And if I don't dilute it, there'll be a red line all the way down his back because his skin is just more sensitive. So we dilute more with him, and it's just different with each kid. Another thing I would say, we don't have this on the carrier oil list down there, but there is a company that makes a product that we love and we recommend to our team. It's called the Carrier Oil Stick, and it looks like there's little ones and then there's a little bit bigger ones. They look like a sunscreen tube or a chapstick tube, and it's literally like coconut oil, a carrier oil in a stick, and you can literally put an oil on and you take the stick and go right, and you can keep it in the room or in your diaper bag or anything like that. So it's just another real convenient way to where you don't have to have a big gallon jug of coconut oil sitting there and you're dunking your baby in it. I mean, you can have a stick that you can roll on too. So
you guys are fancier than us.
Pretty fancy.
Really don't have that. Okay, so go to the next slide. Let's talk about pets. Safety for pets. Okay, whereas a kid, you're going to dilute based on age. With a pet, you're going to dilute based on weight. So if you've got a dog, if you got a cat, you got a rabbit, you got a ferret, which I don't know why in the world you would have ferrets. Those are the messiest pets. That
it makes me think of Kindergarten Cop. Like every time I see
a ferret. So you want to go with the weight. Short version 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150. I found a graphic that divided this out by 25-pound increments, and lo and behold, certain 25-pound increments were all the same. So I was like, man, we're guys, let's make it super simple. Right. So there it is right there, 75%, 50, 25. If you got a pet, we're going to put it on you to look for the dilution. We're not going to read it all to you. All right. So,
and another thing to really remember with pets, when you're doing things in a diffuser, as long as you make sure that there is a way for the pet to get away, like you're not setting a diffuser under your parrot's cage with an enclosed room, like just use your heads on it. And the smaller the pet, the less, less oils, the more dilution. Yeah. Bigger the pet, normally the more you can use. When you're using a diffuser, just make sure that there's either a cracked window or the door's open so that if that pet gets enough, they can leave.
Make sure that ferret can run away. So
make sure the ferret can run away.
Okay. Always trash through the. Okay, final graphic of this video. We've got this. This is super clever. Okay, so this is going to be super simple right here. Traffic light. You can boil all the safety stuff for essential oils. We've covered a lot in this video. Red light at the traffic line means to stop. Green means like just, hey, pause, look, cautious, clear the intersection. Green means just go. Yeah. And so a couple things that you can do. I'll hit stop. Jim Bob, you hit caution, I'll hit go, and then you sign us off. So stop. Don't put an essential oil in your eye, or don't stuff that thing down your ear. Don't use styrofoam. Don't use plastic. Don't use straws. Don't stick it in a mucous membrane. Okay? Stop. That's safety-wise. Stop.
Exactly. And on the caution, on the weight, on the yellow light, just pause before putting on areas that are sensitive. So if you're going to put an oil on your face and around your face area, just make sure and look at the oil. Make sure that it's not going to be too much for you. Look at the safety caps and the vitality labels. So the ones that are white, like make sure that it's a white label one before you start to ingest it. If it has a safety label on it, or safety cap like wintergreen, that's for a reason, because it's normally a hotter, more potent oil. So just be careful with that. And again, be cautious. Consider diluting when you're using on your kids and pets. Some of you guys have been using oils neat or straight on your kids and pets forever. Great, that's fine. But if you're brand new, just consider diluting first. Like, when in doubt, dilute it out, and then you don't have to worry about it and, back up later.
Somebody's going to tweet that. When in doubt, dilute it out.
I know. You're welcome.
And yeah, just claim it as your own, right?
Green
for go. If read the label, okay, like when all else fails, just read what's on the label, and then you can just go with that. If it says
reference,
you're good to go.
Down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say go in your diffuser. 4 to 5 drops in your diffuser is safe. Now, if it's a pet, again, just make sure the ferret you're not diffusing in the cage, the ferret can get out. Diffuser.
Give the ferret an out, okay?
Give the ferret an out. A diffuser is always diluted if you think about it, because it's diluted by the water, it's diluted by the air. Safe.
Right.
All right. Go white labels, vitality. They're good for internal. Colored labels, external.
Yes.
You want to
that's a good one.
Sarah,
whichever. Sarah Harvey says, don't put contacts in after you've used your hands or fingers with oils.
Because you're putting in your eyeball, Sarah. That's a red light.
Yeah, and that is something to really think about when you're applying oils on someone else, on your kids, on your pets, on your husband, on your wife, whoever, on the mailman when they come up and you're putting oils on everybody. Now, don't go, oh, man, my eye itches, and then rub your eye right after. You got to remember it takes a little bit for those oils to wear off of your skin. Because inevitably you're going to drive peppermint or something into your eyeball. But look, when that happens, because it happens to most people, just get a little bit of olive oil, put that, rub that around the area, and you'll be good to go.
How many guys, maybe we sign off with this, how many guys do you know of that have put thieves, or they put something that has wintergreen on it on their hands? This happens weekly in the men's board, and then they go use the restroom.
Yeah.
Like sensitive skin, don't light it up, right?
Yeah. And they never forget. I mean, it's a lesson.
You'll never do that again.
It's a burner. Like they know what's up.
Man, you run through an intersection with your car on a red light and you get T-boned, you'll never do that again. Same with the oils.
Exact same with oils. All right, you guys, this is video number 1. Went a little bit longer, but there's a lot of info. So we're going to sign off on this one. We'll be right back in literally like 2 to 3 minutes on video number 2. We got 3 of these coming for you. So we'll see you in just a second, and we'll hit you with video number 2. So log back in.